All right. Hello, everyone, and good morning. This is Nancy Rebecca tuning in from the Pacific Northwest. And I'm super excited to see so many of you from Austria and Nova Scotia and Sweden. Lots from Canada this morning, from London, Estonia, live from New York. I love that. So this morning, this is the February frequency forecast. Lots of information to come through today. And as always, at the end, we'll do a really cool meditation. Kind of vacillating between two meditations that both feel pretty palpable to me. But as I go through and talk, I'm going to see what gets flushed out. Hello from Perth, Australia. So, February, uncovering February's energy secrets. And there's going to be a few little dragons thrown in there. Focus, transformation, new beginnings that are going to require strategy. So if you are near a piece of paper, a Post-it note, that in neon lights, strategy. That's the name of the game, really starting up in February. But before I get to February, so the first thing I want to say about February is February's frequencies feel very chaotic at first glance, but beneath the surface lies powerful energy, focus, strategy, and healing. And let's get ready to burst through some old wounds, step into resilience and empowered version of yourself. Are you ready? Yeah. Strategy. Yes, Anna, strategy. So let me just look at my notes here. Okay, so before I jump into February, though, I do want to mention that we have just in 2 days that precession of planets that are aligning. And those planets are, so it is the moon, it's Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. For all you astrology people out there, if you want to be making a few little notes here in the chat section, the comment section, you can go ahead and do that at any time to school us up. This is a rare alignment, and it's considered highly significant in astrology for several reasons. So reason number one, it's going to amplify energies. And each planet embodies distinct energies for these alignments, but then when they are aligned together, they supercharge, they amplify each other's energies. Opportunities to manifest, although right now I just think we are already in this manifestation saturated, creative, potential possibilities is so rich for us right now that I believe that any time is great manifestation time. But then when you want to add these boosters, this is what you want to do, like sketch in your little calendar over the next 5 days. It'd be great for you to take that time to come up with a game plan. And then, goodness. I forgot to shut my phone off. But the other big thing that's happening is on January 29th is the Chinese New Year. And this Chinese New Year is welcoming in, it is the year of the snake, and it happens to be the year of the green snake. So I did write some notes here. Let's see what I said about that. The 2025 year of the snake is particularly, this is from the Economic Times, is particularly significant because it is a wood snake year. So wood, I know that's more earthy. In this Chinese, the theories, each zodiac is associated with wood, fire, earth, metal, water. Wood element is linked to growth, renewal, and vitality. So that's this whole year, but this really gets sparked on January 29th. So this next week is just a real great time of shifting that is in your favor if you want to manifest, just let go, to heal, to get sparked with new ideas. So the snake's inherent qualities with the wood element suggest a year focused on transformation, personal development, new beginnings. It is an auspicious time, here we go again, for strategic planning. Strategic planning and embracing change as the energies of the wood snake support adaptability and growth. And we're really going to need it this year because we are growing really quickly, and our ability to adapt is going to really show the stuff that we're made of. So yeah, it is super, super exciting time. So let me just get my, what else did I want to say about the snake and strategy? Oh, so I wanted to talk a little bit about strategy. And I've become aware probably in the last 5 years that being able to strategize in your life is a luxury. So that really came to the surface for me. It's a luxury for people who have time to strategize, who have time or make time to dream, have your desires, to really put your energy into things. When you don't have luxury, that means you're just moving from moment to moment in a state of survival. You just want to get through the next day. You could care less about 10 years from now because you just can't add that to your plate of everything that you need to do. And so what I realized is that for individuals who grew up maybe in a state of crisis, maybe there was just a lot of stress around. Even if there isn't a lot of stress around right now in your personal life, there's a lot of stress going on in the world. And in that stressed out state, it's really hard to even think about wanting to strategize. And this is what I didn't realize. Like I realized growing up, we just kind of moved with the current, whatever was unfolding next. It wasn't until I got older into adulthood where I started thinking about what I might want, but it came with a big bushel of that's not possible. So for those who aren't used to strategizing, you can be doing a lot of battling in your mind. For those who have grown up strategizing, thinking about your kids and what they're going to be doing, making sure they get in the best schools, that maybe you know you can afford college, so you can strategize about that. So that's why I say strategy is a luxury, but we're going to take it off the luxury shelf and we're going to make it available to everybody this month of February. And so how to strategize, you can just look up on YouTube or you can Google it or do some other search engine, but see if you can find the elements of how to strategize. And if you know how to strategize, then that's great. You can share some strategy tips here in the comment section for people. So strategy for me, I feel like it's one of those big things we want to keep going. And so one of the things I do, I strategize about what I know is achievable. And then I do another strategy of what I feel is impossible. So I encourage you all to do that. What you know is possible. You know you can still get up and go to work every day. You know you can take care of your kids every day. You know you can do the basics, watching a movie and popcorn on Friday nights. But what are the unachievable that you believe might be unachievable, and just let yourself play with it with your wild imagination. All right, here we go. The February frequency forecast. You just might feel like the frequencies of February are all over the map, but they are not. This is why you must train your intuitive ability. Because if you're listening to the news and you're listening to everything that's happening, you're like, oh my goodness, we are losing everything. Like the world, I don't even think I'm going to recognize it, a year from now. But when you tapping to your intuition, then it's like, oh, wait a minute, this is pretty solid underneath. So this is just a lot of chicken scratches, a lot of noise. But if you can tune into the frequency, it's pretty solid. So these frequency lines have shown me, this is the word, they have their marching papers. Do you know what that means? What that means, when a frequency has its marching papers, it's moving forward, very succinct, very orderly, and there's this sense that no distractions are going to get in their way. Now, I don't know about you, but before, when I would see a distraction, and I hear a lot of blustery stuff, I would really like, whoa, that's intense, and I would think that it might be true. And it could be true. But this time, this year, I don't know what I shifted, but every time I hear some crazy news, I feel this giggling in my heart chakra. It's not like my head's giggling. My head's taking it very seriously, but my heart chakra keeps giggling and laughing. So there's this sense of spirit saying, really keep yourself more lighthearted and light-minded. So I don't know what it is that my spirit knows that I don't know, but your spirit knows things that you don't know as well. So again, my name is Nancy Rebecca. I'm a retired registered nurse. I've been doing psychic work for 30 years. I work as a healer. I'm crazy. I'm an Aquarian, love patterns, love watching patterns. So I'm watching these frequency patterns. And so we need to pay attention to that giggly inside or whatever it feels like for you. Thank you, Sally. I was wondering if someone was going to notice my Bigfoot pen. My friend Wilma sent it to me from Canada. Thank you, Wilma. All right. Inaugural new president. Yep, I just said it. What we know about President Trump's way of operating is through distraction and loads of distractions all at the same time. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. That's his default mode. That is how he moves through life, is throwing out all these little tornadoes of activity, gets everybody really working it. And then he moves forward to the next thing and stirs up the activity and stirs up. How many of you know someone personally in your life that functions like that? They move through. It is a strategy. Distraction's a strategy. And so let's say that somebody's having an affair, or maybe it's somebody in your life, or maybe it's your spouse having an affair, and it's like you suspect and you're going to say something, but what are they going to do? They're going to throw out distractions all over the place so that you can't see what's right in front of you. And whether you voted for Trump or not, it just comes down to that's his operating system. All right, what's my point about that? It's like teasing your dog to throw the ball, yet it's like, okay, I'm going to throw it this way, but actually your dog runs that way, and then you throw the ball that way. So why? What are we learning from this? So what Spirit told me is, and Spirit brought up that I usually like to stay out of the politics, but Spirit's like, this is a great example. So what this is doing to your focus muscle, it's helping you to build it. And the planets and the Chinese New Year of the snake, it's all about focus, strategy, and focus. So if you think the ball's being thrown that way, but then the ball's thrown that way, and then you see this fire build, and then you see this fire put out over here, don't go there. You're going straight. It's like, oh, straight, straight, straight. You just keep doing that. So what you desire, what is your strategy? Stick to your blueprint, your game plan. Okay? Now, my spirit talks to me in all kinds of metaphors. So then suddenly I hear my spirit say, just wake me up when my ride's here. And it's like some of you like the race car way and others like the slow, casual way of moving forward. So whatever. It's like that your way is the race car way, somebody else's way is the slow, casual way. But regardless of what your way is, stick to your strategy, stick to your blueprint. Do not try to see where the ball's going to be thrown again. And it doesn't, all right, I'm not going to get into that. Okay. All right. So this was a big deal. I thought this was really cool. So February, there is a dome over most of the month. This dome will be imploding, and there's a very good reason for it. So Spirit explained to me, have you ever had a blister? So I'm going to use my little nursing analogy. Now, remember, when your Spirit's talking to you, your Spirit's going to pull from your knowledge base. So my Spirit uses metaphors that can often be medical because I'm a nurse. And so then often when you're getting intuitive information, you can think, oh, this is just my own head. But no, your Spirit draws from your material to help explain things. All right. So I think all of us have had a blister before on the back of our heel. You know, when you were a kid, you got a new pair of shoes or you got a new pair of boots, you got to break them in, you know, when you're hiking. You get home and there's this big blister on the back of your heel. So I'm going to give you a little tidbit. If you did not know this, do not break the blister. Do not uncover the blister. Let the blister stay there. You can cover it with a Band-Aid. So now you've got this raised area. So this is like February. I'll pull the dots together. There's fluid and liquid often underneath. That liquid is full of rich healing material. So it's got lots of white cells. It's got lots of strands. It's got like it's raw underneath, but this liquid is helping to heal. So what liquid could be a human resource is crying. Letting yourself have a big emotional release is very, very healing. But there can be all kinds of other ways. Going for walks, in nature, eating a good diet, getting some good sleep, meditation. So all those things could be like that liquid that's trying to heal the skin underneath the blister. So the blister, again, is like this dome. You do not want to open up that dome until it's ready. So often it'll naturally open up itself. This is what's going to happen. And for some of you, this has already happened. Let me look at my notes. It's best not to break it open till it's time. There's a lot of healing properties in the fluid that need to do their job. Covering it up, if it breaks open before it's ready, it can get infected. And so don't ever pop a blister before it's ready. All right. So in February, this dome is ready to burst, leaving a raw area underneath. It can cause you to feel a little bit raw, a little bit vulnerable, maybe a lot exhausted. And what happens is it's like that protective layer, it releases, and now it feels like there's nothing between you and your skin. It's like somebody says something and it seems to hit you at your soft underbelly, or old memories come up from childhood, or lots of things can happen. So during this time in February, for those who are feeling like that, now remember I said some of you have already gone through that release phase, but for those of you who are just starting to go through the release phase, what I would always recommend to my clients when I saw they had a big release like this, don't go to the shopping mall. Don't go to a big concert. You might not even want to go to church on that particular Sunday because you're around a lot of people. You don't have that barrier like you had when the skin was over the blister. You don't have that same barrier. So you're a little more raw, a little more vulnerable. But guess what? So when this dome breaks, the blister breaks, and now it signals your body it's time to build a new skin. So this is very exciting You're building a new skin. But just like a blister that builds a new skin, what does it do? It makes the back of your heel stronger so that the next time you try a new pair of shoes on, you probably won't get a blister because you build up calluses or you build up a thicker skin. So these are really, it's a really exciting time, but it can be so easy for you to forget when you're in that raw state. So that's why you want to make yourself little love notes all over the house, because I can't do anything about your raw state. I can only do something about my raw state. And there's enough material out there that I need to get up and go get a couple of glasses of water. I need to get more hydrated. At this point, you all really know the basics: hydration, good nutrition, good sleep, nature, meditation, exercise, and let's throw in a lot of creativity there, even if it means baking pies. All right. Got that. Minimize public outings like the mall, concerts. All right, I mentioned that. Okay, physical. Now, I am a nurse, but it does not always, spirit doesn't always come through and say, this is, you're going to have ascension symptoms. It could be this, and this. But this month, they came through very, very specific. And I'll just show you, this is a very Sasquatch day for me. Why? Because Expedition Bigfoot, the new season started last night. So I haven't watched it yet, but I'm celebrating it. Okay. Physical. Eyes in February. Eyes. Dry, tired. You can get eye injuries. You can get blurry vision. You can maybe suddenly see in the interdimensional world of time shifts happening, maybe being able to see spirits, seeing into the interdimensional world, and then you turn and look again and it's gone. I had a sense, it was like a small person. Yesterday, I was sitting there and I was kind of thinking about something. I think I was writing, and it was like a child standing right next to me. And I turned to look, and then they weren't there. I mean, I have my clairvoyance, but they were definitely there a minute before. So all those things are going to be happening with the eyes. Why? Because your sixth chakra is opening up, your third eye is opening up, your pineal gland is becoming more illuminated, and your entire sixth chakra is becoming more activated. So where I have said in the past, 10 to 20% of the world have sight, can have colorful visions, but that's growing now because you're being activated big time to open up the sixth chakra. Hips and lower back discomfort. Why? Because your root chakra, your second chakra are frozen in outdated ways to survive. So I'm going to give you a great example that most people can relate to. An outdated way of survival is that if you work harder, your life will come together easier. So if you just keep putting a lot of effort in, you keep working, okay, I'm going to work 12 hours today. Okay, I'm going to go get a second job. I'm going to, it's like the answer is just to put more effort into life. That's an old way of thinking that, around survival. The new way is allowing things to come to you. Whatever it is, it's like you not chasing it or trying to work hard for it, but you're in that frame of mind of, this is how I want life to happen, and I'm going to be in that frequency so that it can manifest. So I don't know if any of you remember, but it was a few months ago, Spirit was talking about reverse engineering manifestation. Well, this is coming up big time again. So what reverse Reverse engineering is where, let's say that you want to move to Texas, and but you don't know how you're going to get enough money to make the move, to put down on a house rental or a job or anything like that. So then you're going to imagine and be in that frequency state of already living in Texas. You can already see or sense the house that you're going to be renting. You can already see or sense the job that you're going to have. You're going to see and sense and feel how happy you are that you got to move to Texas, a lifelong dream. And then you bring that dream back into this current frequency. So this current frequency is lower when you are in that frequency of really not just imagining, but really placing yourself there. You want to bring the frequency back to where you are now. So that's called reverse. I don't know. I just named it that. Reverse engineering manifestation. And so it's coming up again. It's coming up again pretty big. So I need to go back and find those notes. So root chakra are frozen in old, outdated ways. You must start coming up with a strategy. Okay. So, and I've already talked about in some families, they've already raised their kids in strategy. They teach their kids how to strategize for their life. And so even if you never had that training, and even if you feel like that's for a luxury for some people, but not for you, get over it. You can learn, you can strategize. Anybody can write down on a piece of paper their dreams and desires. But strategy is more than dreams and desires. Strategy is details, like writing out the details about how that's going to happen. So I had this little, well, and I'll share that story when I come to it in my notes. Oh my gosh, Lauren. Good morning, everyone from Texas. Do you mind us moving to Texas? Although I heard it was super cold down there. Okay. So for me, I didn't know how to strategize, and it's still something that I like to read about, but I did hire a coach. So I hired a strategy coach who helped me, gave me forms, gave me questions, helped me kind of flush out where I wanted to be. I'm 65 years old. I will tell you, your 5-year visionary plan or 10-year visionary plan when you're 65 years old looks a whole lot different than it did when I was 25 years old. It's like, I got to pack some stuff into these 10 years. And so, hire a coach, to help you to do that if you have that luxury. All right. Now here's my story of my grandson. I won't state his name. So I have a grandson who's 22. And he is the sweetest, most adorable. I don't know about you all about being a grandma, but oh my gosh, you should just talk about just melt on the floor. You just love him so much. Okay. So he calls me, I think it was on Monday, and he says, I was just sitting here, had my day off. I was a little bit bored, and I thought, who could I talk to? And I can talk to my grandmother. And so he calls, and so we do the preliminary chit chat. He wants to know what's going on with my life, what's going on with his life, and he says that this is what's going to be happening to you. This is why I'm telling the story. This is exactly, and it's probably happening for you right this instant. So he called and he said, I'm doing some exploration. I feel like my life something needs to happen in my life this year. And he goes, it's so strong. And this is my grandson who didn't want to grow up. He didn't want to be an adult. He didn't want to do adult things like going to work. He just wanted to be a kid. He loved being a kid. All right. So he tells me, suddenly hungering for knowledge. That was his word, hungering for knowledge, and he needs to feed it. I said, well, it sounds like you need to feed it. So he was telling me some ideas. Now, he's already written one book, didn't finish it up the last couple chapters. He's writing another book. So he loves to write. Okay, where's my notes? He wasn't great in high school. And I imagine there's a lot of you that were not very great in high school. So I suggested to him in this hour-long conversation, I said, why don't you kind of rewrite history here? And why don't you go to the local community college and sign up for a writing class? You like to write. You like photography. Do something that's like totally fun. It doesn't require a grade. It's not going to go anywhere. And next thing you know, he's online and he said, "Oh my gosh, Grandma, the price is this. I can do that. I can afford that on my salary." Well, and I told him, just remember that learning can be fun. He phoned me that afternoon to let me know he had enrolled in the community college to get and it wasn't just one class. He signed up for his entire associate's degree. So they've got a plan for him. And he was super excited. And it was just like, I'm going back to school. And so this happened probably, I think it's been brewing, in a couple of weeks or maybe a couple of months. But wow, this is what's happening. Like one day you're just like, I want to do something different, or I want to explore something, or I remember that curiosity. Your mind's waking up. We're getting high wisdom, high knowledge, like it's just bursting forth. So you're going to find yourself antsy, do a strategy, try to put it into some kind of framework, focus, no matter what distractions are happening. So, let's see here. And yes, there's a big galactic influence that's happening, but more's coming towards April. And that's as far as my information's taking me. March, I've already been just downloaded with March, and I cannot wait to share that with you, but I don't have all the details yet. So I will share it with you when I feel a little more solid about that, but get excited. All right, lots of dragon energy around. I'm going to pull this together. The dragon energy really wanted to come through, and I was quite surprised by that. I asked the dragon to assist you to clearing the garbage thinking. All right. So if there's garbage thinking in the world, not necessarily your personal garbage thinking, you've got ways to do that. But if there's a lot of garbage thinking in the world, you just call upon the essence, in your meditation. You could be walking in the park and you just ask that the dragon energy really clean house as far as garbage thinking. So, dragon energy are natural leaders. It helps build natural leadership instincts and foresight, helps build inner strength and supernatural powers. So how to work with dragon energy? I would say first ask for the essence. Like if you're meditating, running your energy, you can just ask for like a little whisper of the essence to come near you, because I know some of you will be kind of nervous about connecting with dragons. So get the essence first. Let yourself really feel comfortable with it first. And then if you choose to go a little further, then you can ask for a dragon to show up in your life, which would be in another dimension. I have great dragon stories. So, yeah, and then you can connect with the dragon. All right, I do know which direction I'm going to go with the meditation. So there's an area that is, all right, we're going to do this meditation now. And the reason why this meditation really came through is because there's a lot of powerful forces in the world that may not be for our highest good. And these powerful forces know how to play the game. And I don't need to explain what the game is, but they know how to play the game. And these powerful forces can be intentional about how they want to influence the world. Or maybe it's somebody in your life that has a powerful force that knows how to influence you. Or maybe you're a powerful force that knows how to influence other people. And one of your most vulnerable areas is the back of your head, the back of your neck, and your shoulders. This is where your spirit comes into your body. So if there are other energy forces, intentions that are out there, those energies will move and blanket this area in the back of your head, neck, or shoulders. So I know we go to chiropractors and massage therapists to help us get the knots out of this area, but a part of it is just because there's just a buildup of old energy. Now, there was something else I wanted to say about that. I'm going to teach you today how to do a little clearing on that area. Oh, well, if it comes to me, I'll say it later. But there is a lot of interference, and I've been watching this over the last several years. And some days it gets really big. We're able to handle it, and other days we just feel like somebody's just thrown a wet blanket over our head, and that a lot of time can be an indicator that you're being overly influenced by others' manipulative energies. So be gentle with yourself. You may feel it kind of contract a little bit or expand. You may feel achiness in your shoulders start to dissolve. That's just some old built up energy, so that just your spirit can come down into your body. So are you ready? All right, go ahead, close your eyes, turn within. Please have a little chat with your human self, your human mind, your body, and just let your human self know that you're going to be practicing more on holding a focus, being focused and holding that focus for a longer period of time. Let your body know you would love its cooperation. And let your body know that strategy, that you're going to create a safer container for your human body by coming up with an outline or a plan or a structure or a blueprint. Your body loves blueprints, loves to know what it's supposed to do. Just let your body know you're going to be practicing this starting more in February throughout the rest of the year. Ask your body to be cooperative. And let your body know you're going to be starting today with this meditation to dissolve the over influences of other people who might have an agenda for your life. Say hello to your higher wise self, and just take a moment to repeat a similar conversation, asking your spirit to help you this year to grow in your ability to focus. You don't have to be perfect, just grow in it. To grow in your ability to create a blueprint for yourself, a strategy, and ask your higher self to help you become more conscious so that you know when maybe you're being overly influenced by someone else's energy. Now go ahead and ground. So you can imagine an ancient tree that has a trunk that's going to go from the area of your hips all the way with roots to the center of the earth. You can imagine soap bubbles. Lately, I've been grounding with a vessel that's pouring out water, and the vessel is an unlimited supply of energy for me. So I've been working with a clay vessel. So whatever you want to imagine for yourself for grounding, go ahead and imagine and project its grounding qualities by passing through the seat of the chair, floor of the room, the earth's crust, all the way down to the magnetic core, and then ground another image to really anchor it in. Your grounding not only adds stability to your life, but it functions as a drain. And as you're starting to drain any old energies that have been influencing that sacred, sensitive area in the back of your head, you want it to be able to drain down the grounding, right? So today we're going to use emerald green because green is the color for the Chinese New Year. So let's work with cosmic green. And how do you do that? You just imagine this large ball of emerald green frequency flowing into the room where you are, and then it's going to flow down through the top of your aura. It's going to wash your aura on all four sides, 360 degree, and whatever it's dissolving of being overly influenced by other people's focus on your life or other people trying to distract you from your life. You're going to let that dissolve and wash right down your grounding. Set your intention that the emerald green is dissolving any focused attention or agenda from someone else that wants you to live life and be the way they want you to be. So you're dissolving that out of your aura, or they're distracting you. So you are challenged to focus on your own life. So you're dissolving all of that down your grounding. Wow, there's a lot of other people's energy. We all have other people's energy, but this particular energy can create some direct interference with you manifesting your life. So kick it to the curb. Remind yourself of how old you are, your current age, and today's date. Whatever today's date is, you want to remind your energy field what today's date is and your current age. Okay, now we're going to shift colors. So go ahead and let that emerald green flush right down your grounding. And now I want you to create in your mind's eye imagination a large, beautiful, radiant ball of cosmic light of blue, silver, and gold. Blue, silver, and gold. And be very specific now. It's going to flow down through the top of your aura. And it's going to flow directly into, it's going to be like this channel. You're going to go down, dissolve it in the back of your head. Let it flow very slowly. The base of your skull, let it really dissolve any tension there. The back of your neck. And then let it branch off and flow down your shoulders and then all the way down your back and down your grounding. So we're going to take a full minute of quiet as you set your intention to dissolve anybody else's energy that's trying to influence you through this sacred area in the back of your head, neck, and shoulders. And then just make this statement that this area and the back of my head, neck, and shoulders is my personal sacred space for my spirit and me. I do not give permission for anyone else's energy to interfere with this area. No one has permission to be in my sacred space. I own it 100%. It's mine. Like a 2-year-old. It's mine. Mine. All right, that's a really good start. You can repeat this meditation as often as you wish to continue to dissolve any built up residue of other people's energy off of this area. And if you don't think you can clear it all, just know sometimes it can take a little bit, a few months, maybe even a year sometimes for some people. So be kind to yourself. So whenever you're ready, Go ahead, thank your body, thank your spirit, thank everybody that has meditated with you or will be watching the meditation on the replay, because it will just continue to enhance and help you rise up as well. And whenever you're ready, you can go ahead and open your eyes and stretch. And then you can post in the comments section what your experience was. Did you experience any releases off the back of that area? Does it feel lighter? Does it feel less burdened? Does it feel maybe a little sore because you're starting to feel some of the tenderness there from old energy? So I just want to let you know that I've created a little gift for you all. It's free. It's on my website. I put the link here, and it's just a blue light. It's a blue light lesson with a video lesson and a guided meditation. So let yourself follow the link and just go to listen to that information, because when I get into March, and even in February, I'm going to start there. It's very significant. Again, this blue light, meditating with the blue light, very, very significant. So go ahead and enjoy that lesson, and let's start ramping up the blue frequency in our energy field. Beautiful. All right. I will continue to read your notes. And after I close off this video, it'll take just a moment, and then it'll transfer over to the regular chat section. So next week I am out of town, but I've got a really special guest. She's a sound therapist extraordinaire. We'll be talking about all the planets. I'm super excited to share her with you all. And so you'll get to watch that recording next Thursday. Okay. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.